Good morning, at least. Here it is. What I'm working on now. A nice GEM Novopiano DP-20 from the late 80s. And I think that Blackbird over there agrees with me. It's a nice electric piano, but how nice is it if it doesn't give any sound? So, what does work? Well, this works. Well, except for this one and this one. Okay, so most of them work. LEDs go on, go off, transpose, tremolo. Some of this just works. What also works is the amplifier. You can hear a little hiss on this speaker. I took out some screws over here from the bottom, two big ones, M6, and two small ones, Phillips head screws. When I took those screws out, I was able to just open it up like this, and I put a little piece of wood behind it, where under here, where it rests on. Ooh, I almost touched the live fuse. You should never touch that, because you could get electrocuted if you do. So, here again, something very funny. Just nice to know. There's one 4-ohm speaker on the right, and there's two 8-ohm speakers on the left, which are, judging by the colors of the wires, switched in parallel. So two 8-ohms together in parallel makes 4 ohms, law of ohm. You can look it up if you want. Okay, so PCB looks nice, looks fine. All the fuses are okay, otherwise we wouldn't have an amplifier. So how do I know the amplifier is okay? Well, I just tested with a loose pin. So this side is connected to nothing. It's just hanging in the air. And the other side, I touched the pins of these, I think, op amps they are. That's the right speaker. Again, the right speaker. I'm sure, yes, this is the left speaker. So the amplifier works upon here. Don't know what this is about. It's not for the headphones, because the headphones, there's only one speaker out here. It has two grounds, the green ones and then the purple one and the blue one. And the cable goes to here, and it goes into here and to the headphone connector, and it comes back and goes to the speaker. So there is no relay that switches off because of the headphones, but maybe this one is used to switch on the speakers when every voltage check and power supply check has been done. So maybe this relay doesn't come on. Okay, what it also does, what the piano also does, MIDI out works. I hooked up a computer with a MIDI adapter, on one side USB, on the other side two DIN 5 180-degree connectors, one for MIDI out, one for MIDI in. I connected the MIDI in to the MIDI out of the piano. Well, the screen is off, but you can hear something if I press a key. Sometimes the key's stuck, so the note off doesn't come through, but it is touch sensitive. So that's what I know for now. There's MIDI, there's an amplifier that works up onto here, but what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take out the board and see if which one of these wires are the inputs of the amplifier. This wire is this one is interesting. I don't know if you can read it, but it says vol M, ground, and L for left, I don't know, and a +5 volt. So there's 5 volt going through this cable to the board over here. I don't think there's audio signals in the same cable as the power supply, but you never know. On this cable, I already took out a plug. There's a +12 and a -12. Of course, for the analog part of this thing, there's quite a number of things that look like op amps. Yeah, this is one for sure, the 741. That's an op amp for sure. And here the TL, all TL ICs. I think it's all, many of them are op amps. So there's some digital stuff on there, but I'll go into that later, because I don't know what it is. I don't know them. So maybe I'm going to look that up, but maybe I'm not. So first I'm going to take out the board, and then I will see if I can get sound out of the amplifier by connecting something to one or two of these pins, and then we'll go from there. What I suspect and what I actually hope is that there's a small problem on the amplifier, and I think it's in this part. I hope that's the problem, and I also hope that this bit is okay, and maybe we can get an audio signal from this, but then I need to hook up another amplifier to see if there is some sound on here, or I'll jump wire this amplifier with a safety resistor and capacitor, and I'll jump wire it to the logic board. Well, I'll take out the board and we'll go from there. Back again at the repair of the Novopiano. I took some notes just to see what steps to take, what to measure. This is what I encountered. Well, what I did, I took out the board, as I said before, and there's this connector with 5 pins, 5 wires. That's this one over here, the green ribbon cable. I don't know if it's called a ribbon cable, but whatever. And these 3 wires are connected together to make a solid ground. There's the M-vol and there's a +5. So I tested the continuity between this pin on the board. So it's over there, the top one of those 5 here. And I tested continuity with this pin on the board, and there was continuity. So the board receives an M master volume voltage from the slider. This side of the slider is connected to 5 volts, and this side was it kept at -0.3 volts, even though I was sliding. The slider didn't have any effect, nothing. But as you can see, I took a 1 kilo ohm resistor and I bridged the potentiometer to +5 volts, and it's working. It's quite loud, so I don't want to disturb my neighbors too much. So okay, well, nothing wrong with this board, nothing wrong with that board, as far as I can see. As you might remember before, few of these didn't work, so I'll have to take out this board. And while I'm at it, I will just spray some contact cleaner into the slider and slide it up and down a few times. And maybe that concludes the repair of this 1980 something. Well, here's a little sticker. I taped it to the floor. It says 1980. What is it? 1988. So that's an old thing. I think the sticker fell off of this. What is it? EPROM, whatever prom. Promise maybe. And the sticker was lying around somewhere in that corner over there. So I taped it to here, and I put 2 layers of black tape to protect this one from light. I was afraid this one was erased because there was no sticker on there, but well, as you can see and hear, it still works. So let's see if the other sounds work. Well, it sounds a bit different. Vibes. Oh yes, when I press it a few times it works. That's actually a nice sound. Even has marimba on it. Piano 1. I can't get that one to work. 2. Electric piano 2. Yes. Clavie. No, clavie doesn't come on either. And chimes. Wow, it's a very synthesizer sound. Well, the rest of them I will check later. So I'll fix up this board, clean it, contact spray the push buttons, and of course spray the slider, remove the resistor. Maybe that's it. But first I'll put back this board before it falls on the transformer and makes a short circuit. And that would make things a lot worse. We don't want that, do we? Okay, let's unplug it and put the board back. Okay, so I took out 12 of those, well, I think it's M4s. And then I could take out the board. Of course I disconnected the board first, so it doesn't hang on the cables. As you can see, there's a lot of dust going on here. So I'll clean that up first, and well, there's a lot of dust here, so I'll try to blow some air into that. And then I'm gonna spray it like crazy. And the same for the push buttons. I'll continuity check them. Is there a better word for that? Well, I'll check those buttons, clean them, and that should do it. So maybe I didn't say it in the bit before. The resistor is connected to 5 volts, and it puts a little bit of voltage on this thin trace over here. It goes all the way to the connectors, so it's on one of those pins, and then that line connects all the way from there through this board somewhere and comes here. So that's that line was okay, but no voltage. And with this resistor I put at least some voltage on there, depending on the load on this pin. But I think with 1 kilo ohm this was close to 5 volts. Maybe I'll measure it later if I think about it. Oh, it's a few days later now, still working on the GEM Novopiano DP-20. The problem we found was the slider that didn't work. I made a temporary fix with circular volume potentiometer, which actually works. I also connected a sustain pedal, so no hands on the keyboard and still a sound. It has quite a long sustain, which I like. And as you can see, the volume function works as it should. So if I would either repair or replace the slider, or maybe drill a hole and put this one in, the repair is done and the instrument will be fixed. So I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with that. About the slider, this is the slider, and this is the bit that sticks through here, and somewhere in the bag is the black knob that, well, it should be somewhere here, but is the black knob that slides on here. What's wrong with the slider? Well, it has two traces. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Maybe you'll see it better this way. Yes, it's much better. The black trace is the carbon thing. Is the resistor itself. It works, so I can put one of the leads of the multimeter on here, and then I can slide from the beginning to the end, and the resistance increases. So that works. But this is the trace which should connect the slider. This is the slider, and the slider connects, well, it slides between here, and it will connect this one to this one. So if you put it here, then it will make a connection halfway, the resistor. But the problem is, maybe you can see that here, it has worn so much, there is no connection anymore. So if I put the leads of the multimeter on here, maybe here there's some connection, but here it stops completely. So yeah, maybe there's a way to find something to replace this, to put some, I don't know, some metal paint or something like that on it. But I thought about soldering a wire to this part of the slider, a very thin wire, and then I can solder the wire to the right pin on here, so the wire will follow along with the slider. But I don't know if that will work, because the slider has a cap and it has to close. So if there's a wire in there, maybe it doesn't work, or it can't move properly, because this part is very close. This is very close to the inside of the instrument. So I don't know if there is enough room for a wire. So I'll figure it out later. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have tried to find a new slider. It's a linear potentiometer. So it's not as opposed to a logarithmic potentiometer. It's linear. I can measure it because halfway it has half the resistance, and with a logarithmic potentiometer, halfway is 10% from this side and 90% of the resistance from that side. So I found out it's a linear thing, but I haven't been able to find the right part yet. So I don't know. I don't have any hurry fixing this repair, finishing it. So I'll leave it like this, and yeah, I'll give you a short demo of all the sounds that are in there. Let's start with all the sounds from left to right, and I'll also show the tremolo and stereo chorus functions. It's actually stereo because you can hear the sound going from left to right and back. So yeah, it really works. that's piano 1. Quite a long sustain. So the lowest note it can play is the E. So there are a few notes in an 88 key keyboard. There are a few notes extra. So you can also play very softly. So that's the difference between piano 1 and 2. I think piano 1 is a bit brighter. Okay, so as I explained, if you change to another sound, it stays on the old sound until you have released the keys and the sustain pedal, which I'm doing now, and it goes to the vibraphone. And of course here a chorus or tremolo is nice. I think this is the slow. Oh yeah, this is a this is a quick the high-speed chorus. Tremolo. Not much difference between those two. Yeah, tremolo is a lot more subtle. And the slow tremolo is a lot slower than the slow chorus. Wow. This actually sounds like a real vibraphone. Yeah. It's very nice. Okay, let's go to the next sound, marimba. Yeah, marimba has a short sustain, so you don't hear as much from the effects as you do with the other sounds. Yeah, it's noticeable, but hardly. We go to the electric piano 1. It has some kind of chorusy sound in it already. Ooh, you can switch on tremolo and chorus at the same time. Wow. I think I like this combination best for this sound. We go to electric piano 2. I'm going to find the reverb to put in here to make it even better. Oh, just hang on a bit. Maybe this guy over here will do the job. It's an actual string reverb. I'll think about that. Go to the last two sounds. Actually, yes. I think they still need some spray. Wow, it's a nice effect. Oh, I can play some higher notes as well. It actually has a nice release to it. Okay, I'll try to release the key softly so you can hear the release from the speakers. It releases with some kind of click. Oh, the sustain is crazy long. The chimes, we haven't heard that one, have we? Well, it sounds a lot like the vibraphone, but it's really different. No, that one doesn't work. Yeah. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe I'll come back with an update with the reverb, or maybe I'll just plug it into my guitar amplifier, which already has a good reverb. Okay, see you later.